In 1620, the Pilgrims and Indians staged the first Thanksgiving. In 1621, they moved to Dowagiac, and Ron Gunn started them with a turkey trot. Okay, I'm only exaggerating a little bit. Ron, coming up Sunday, November 20th, is going to be the 49th annual Dowagiac Turkey Trot.
You're right. There's not enough mustard to cover you. You are such a big hot dog.
Such a hot dog. Oh, well, thank you for that. I'm looking forward to a feast. I'm coming out for this race. I understand that Pure Michigan, this is the longest consecutively run turkey trot by a single director in the state?
Yes.
And that single director was you.
That's right.
Now, I understand also that we have a little bit of a restoration. Looking at the literature, we're going to have a little more trail section than in the past years?
It's going to go from an 8K to a 10K.
All right. Where is the extra K coming from?
This year we're starting it on Roadrunner trails, but the west end of the trails.
All right.
So all the runners that run the trails know it's at Dowagiac Middle School, which is a beautiful facility. It's the home of our 5K cross-country course, too. And we're going to do a 5K on that course, which is all Roadrunner trails. And then the 10K runners are going to do that course, but then they're going to go down Traps Trail and run Rodolphe Wildlife Refuge trails and then come back.
And I'm sure it's all flat and even surfaced and everything is very smooth like every good trail run.
It's normally, I would say, as flat as the Cubs are in August. But this year, I can't say that.
Well,
that's great.
If it's as flat as the Cubs have been this season, it's going to be quite an ascent.
Yeah, it's going to. There's two words that come to mind: ascend and ascend some more.
Only one hill, right? Like Mount Washington Run or up by Pikes Peak or something, but it's a big hill.
No, it'll be moderate. Really, it really will be moderate. So.
It'll be a lot of fun Sunday, November 20th. Ron, if you're interested in signing up or finding out more, is there a website?
Yes, they could go to Cairn Stone Adventure Tours or Cairn Stone Tours or Ron Gunn Tours, and they could pick it up right there. It's actually a benefit for Dowagiac High School, but they can't run this stuff through their program, so I'm helping them with the benefit. Directing the race.
Nice thing to do. Well, this makes a nice segue here into Cairnstone Adventures. Is this a part of Cairnstone Tours Adventures?
Well, it's a branch of it. We don't try to make any money or anything. I don't make any money anyway. But
well, hey, join the working world.
But yes, it's the race directing part is part of Cairnstone Adventure Tours, but. Of course, the major part of that was founded for is hiking tours, and it's going phenomenal. It's just unbelievable.
Well, you founded it, I believe, and if you can see from the logo on the shirt, a cairnstone, it was used in Scotland to mark trails and I think to mark graves as well.
I didn't want to bring that lather part out.
Sorry about that.
But it is actually, it's piles of rocks so you can find your way on a wilderness hike. And I first encountered him, believe it or not, in the Kilauea Iki crater in Hawaii. And I went across the live crater following volcanic rock piles. But you're right, Scotland is the origin of the Cairnstones.
Well, they spread to Hawaii, so they spread pretty far. And the Cairnstone Adventure Tours also spread pretty far, do they not? I heard you just back from Oregon and Washington. We're going to wrap up the season with, I think, something fairly local on the 23rd, Haiti fundraiser?
Yes.
Well, what's that about? November 23rd.
Yeah.
October 23rd, isn't it? Or is it November?
No, it's October 23rd.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming 2 weeks from tomorrow. It's my church, St. Paul's Episcopal. We go to Haiti and do medical missions, not evangelical. We couldn't we couldn't touch the Haitians in terms of their beliefs, but we do. Doc Weirman and all the people in that church, our church, we go down there and run medical clinics, and it's been very successful. I've been doing it for over 30 years, and we've got to the point where we don't have to go back and do clinics out in the wild anymore, and so now we're focusing on raising funds for nursing school because the nurses are really what get the job done in Haiti.
Great need in Haiti. Just got hit by a hurricane again. So.
Yeah, those people.
They see just curse. I mean, dictators and poverty and hurricanes.
But knowing them, they're smiling, and praising the Lord, and dancing and painting pretty pictures with wild, vivid colors.
Great
It's
great
just
happiness.
a wonderful, resilient country.
It's amazing, an inspiration to us all. Now, Cairnstone has some adventure tours coming up in the future, too. And when we say adventure tours, I assume that means you all ride around in a bus and never do anything active or get engaged with the cultures of the places you're in. Is this true? Hot dog again?
Yeah, right. We really get engaged. And, wherever we go, Scotland was probably a great example. I wanted them to do this hike, Bagdis Munro, which they call mountain, in Scotland, but there was no hotel in the town, but the people all got together for bed and breakfasts, and we stayed at about 7 different bed and breakfasts, and then they had a little dinner reception for us, and it was incredible. And so they had the dinner, they had a boy in the kilts playing the violin, and then one of the gals in town came in and started singing Scottish music. And then they brought in a band, and all the community came in. We had a big dance. I mean, talk about having an adventure.
You want to know the culture, yeah. You want to get out of the tourist traps and so on.
Yeah.
Come to a Cairnstone adventure. What else do we have in 2017?
We have we're going back to Grand Canyon, which we call Grand Canyon 12. We're going to duplicate our first Grand Canyon experience ever, which is still the cornerstone of my company, and we're going to do day hike at the North Rim to the South Rim.
That will be vigorous, I would guess.
They start training for that in January.
And I assume, Ron, you lead them all and you run the entire way.
Not anymore. I wish I could.
That would be nice. But yeah, that's a favorite. Anything else in 2017?
Well, we're looking at New Zealand, and that's already sold out for 2 trips. But it could either be late 2017 or early 2018 because their weather over there is different than ours. That's their summer.
That's in the other hemisphere, and yes, it's a long trip there too.
Yeah, but we're going to break it up with stops in Hawaii both way. Climb Haleakala. There's a great hike there. And do that Kilauea Iki crater, things like that. Just make it a real adventure.
It sounds like a blast. These have been going on a long time. They hopefully will go on a long time. The Sandhill Crane Trail Half Marathon, which we're just completing here today, in its 9th year, is sort of in the spirit of that. We've had great weather here today, and it's a great treat to be back.
You guys have been wonderful. I really appreciate your loyalty to the race, and it seems like you're genuinely absorbed by it and turned on by it.
Love the race.
Fired up by it. Yeah, I do too.
And love the people. Yeah, there's nothing could be better.
It's it's just a labor of love as far as I'm concerned, and I would do it whether we have real fancy stuff or if I just set up the trail for friends. I want them to experience this. It's a little real gem in Cass County.
So there's all kinds of things. You can be close to home in Southwest Michigan or Cass County or come from Indiana, as many do. You can go to New Zealand. You can go to Hawaii. You can go all over the world and have an adventure. And you can go to Cairnstone Tours online and learn about it.
Yeah, and I'd also like to give a big plug to the Dowagiac Rotary Club who helps sponsor this event and provides a lot of helpers and some of the snacks and everything. And then to Scott Wyman of the Cass County Parks, he has been just wonderful, and he and Randy Hartley just make it real easy for me to have a great race.
Provide this beautiful setting for all of it. Well, thank you so much, Ron. It's a pleasure to be here, and thank you for spending time with us.
Thank you. Fire up, Vic.
Fire up, man. Yeah. Good show.